Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all over the U.S. and all over the world. Welcome, welcome. So tonight we are going to have a little bit of masking fun. We're going to play with the Masking Magic and the Mask Makers Master Layouts 9 die set and our new Friendly Silhouette stamp set. I have to tell you, I was just laughing so hard because we had 1 minute and 3 seconds left, and I told Tom that I thought the overhead camera was a little dark and he had to get up on a ladder and fix it. And then he practically jumped across the whole studio to get back to his spot to get the live on. So Tom, I don't recall you being quite that athletic. That was pretty amazing. Where are you? There you are.
What do you mean you don't recall me being quite that athletic?
Is your microphone up? Because I don't want people to miss what you have to say.
Yeah. Well.
Oh my goodness.
It's getting harder and harder. 30 seconds away from air time to fix major difficulties. But
I don't know what we were doing. We were sitting over by where Tom sits, and he was playing songs, and I was singing along, and then he goes, "Oh my goodness, 1 minute." And I went over and I looked and I said, "Oh, this camera, this overhead's really light, really dark."
Yeah, so you can imagine what moving furniture into our house is like, into a room, and getting things just in the right spot. Nothing's permanent.
No, I like to move things around. Well, so Tom, it's great to see you. Merry Christmas. Did you have a nice Christmas?
I had a wonderful Christmas. Ate too much, of course.
Yeah.
But great fun. Great to see the kids and to have some time. Great.
Yeah, we did. We cheated on all our good eating and had Christmas cookies, and I made a cake, and we ate tons of carbs, and I was doing insulin all over the place. It was kind of crazy. I got to get back on track. But you know what? Once in a while, you have to cheat. And you have to enjoy life, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's great to see everybody. I see lots of people coming in now, and I think it's time for us to actually get started on some crafting. I know a lot of you have been waiting. So what we're going to do is, if you haven't seen this yet, this is the Master Layouts die set. And this is Master Layouts 9. It's got all of these different dies in here, including the word friend and the shadow to the word friend. We decided to do a word die in here. It really works beautifully with the Friendly Silhouette stamp set. So in case you didn't hear and you're just joining, we are having a sale. And the sale goes from now until New Year's Eve, December 31st, at 11:59 p.m. Central Time, 15% off all stamps and dies. So if you go to GinaKDesigns.com, there's a banner right on the homepage that shows you the coupon code. The coupon code is StampDie15, but maybe Tom can make a banner in a little bit and we'll put it up again. But 15% off all stamps and dies. So if these are some of the things that you've been waiting for, or you've got lots of other things on your wish list, now's a great time to check it out. Okay, so I think he's gonna put it up.
What is the code?
Stamp die.
All caps?
It doesn't matter, I don't think, but Stamp die 15. There we go. And it's good through December 1st. Tom's making a banner right now for you guys. So you can even take a screenshot of it if you want. Okay, there we go. Here it comes. There we go. 50% off. 15% off all stamps and dies. Use code StampDie15. Good through December 31st. Okay. We'll put that up again, so don't worry if you didn't have time to take a screenshot. Alrighty, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to use some of the dies from this. Now, I've already used these two dies in a card. And then I've got, let's see, I've got this die to use and I have this die to use. I haven't used either one of these yet. These I designed to work with the greetings. So these are strip sentiments. They're a little bit different than the sizes in our strip sentiment set, but you can use these to cut out the strip sentiments. And then you can also cut the word friend out and then use the shadow die if you want, or you can just use the shadow die right with this stamped word. So if you wanted to cut that out and stamp on it, maybe in a color that you don't have cardstock for, that would work just great. Okay, so let's use these two dies tonight to make some cards. Now, I think this one would be really fun to use for a mini slimline card. So I am going to add our Master Layout 7 die set, which is the mini slimlines. And that's this one and this one. There's other dies in the mini slimline set, but these are the two that I'm going to use. All right. So let me get some masking magic. Let me get a piece of masking magic. And I am going to use a bigger piece of masking magic for this. Now, if you don't want to use masking magic for this, that's totally fine. You can use a piece of cardstock instead. That will work well too. But I really love having the masking magic on there. But let me ask you, would you guys like to see me use a piece of cardstock instead? Would that be helpful for you guys? Let's see what people say. If they want me to use a piece of cardstock instead, I will totally do that. Let's see. Oh, I think some people would like to see me do that. So let me get a piece of cardstock. Yes, cardstock. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say that masking magic is the gold standard. Masking magic is great for everything. That you can never get anything more fun than masking magic. But if you don't have it and you want to make something like this tonight, and you've got some dies at home that you can use, let's try it this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this piece of masking magic to 2 and 3/4 of an inch. This is not masking magic. 2 and 3/4 of an inch. This is just our Peach Bellini cardstock. And then this measures 5 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to cut this to 5 3/4 of an inch. So this is going to be the size of the mini slimline die. So I want to cut that out like that, okay? All right. I am going to cut my ultimate piece out with the mini slimline though. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit of a bigger piece here. So I'm going to cut this 3 inches by 6 inches. Okay. So this is the piece I'm going to work on. All right. And this is going to be my mask. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this out. I'm going to start up here at the top, and I'm going to die cut a hole. So let me get my die cutting machine. We are going to have to use something to protect the edges, but I'm going to use Post-it notes if I have any. I think I do. Yeah, I have some. I don't have a lot, though. I have one. Do you have any Post-it notes, Tom?
I do.
Could you go get me some from your office? I would appreciate that so much. Okay, so oh, thank you. Look at that, magic Post-it notes. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start by placing my first circle up here around the top corner like that. Okay. So we'll get that in there, and we're going to cut that out. So I'm making my mask using the circle die from the Mask Maker's die set. Now you can save these for other things. Okay, now I'm going to put one down here, down in this corner. I'm just going to try to line it up so it's pretty close, but it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it might even be better if it isn't perfect, like if you did it in the middle here, but let's just see how it looks. So I'm going to cut this one. Now you see, I did those two first, top and bottom, because I wanted to be able to place this one evenly between them. You see, if I had done the top one and then tried to put this one down, I might have put it down too far. I might not have had enough room to put one over here. So that's why I did the top and the bottom one. And now I can evenly space this one off to the one side like that. Okay. I hope that makes sense. So I've made 3 little windows. Yeah, you could definitely tape them down. If things move when you work on them, then definitely tape them down. So I made 3 little windows here. Okay. So I am going to be pulling my die cutting machine back and forth. And I know that's a little annoying, but I need the workspace right now. Okay, so my next step is going to be to place this where I want it. And then I'm going to use some Post-it notes to hold it down. So I'm going to start up here. Let's see here. Get it where I want it. I'm going to start up here like that. And I'm going to block off this circle right here. And then I'm going to put this one right here. Okay. Now I'm not too worried about over here. We'll put that code back up on the screen in just a little bit. Don't worry about it. I promise you, we will not leave you high and dry. The code is coming. And it's also posted right on the homepage of our website. Okay, so now I'm going to get my blending brushes and I'm going to pick a couple of colors. So I think I could do this as a rainbow, and that would be really pretty. Let's do that because we haven't done a rainbow in a while. So I'll start with some red velvet, and I'm going to do red and orange, yellow and green, and then blue and purple. Okay, so it'll just kind of flow down like a rainbow. So we'll start with the red. And I am going to get my inkstand here. Haven't done a rainbow in a while. We've been so focused on Christmas cards that, so you can see I'm using my cardstock here and I'm going to come in on an angle like this with the red. Now I'm going to keep that red brush close by and I'm going to get some orange now. So I think the color I'm going to use is Tangerine Twist, which is a great orange. But if you don't have that one, you can use Sweet Mango. That works really well too. So now the orange, I'm going to come in from the bottom up. So I'm going to come in from here because I want to get a lot of orange on there. And then I'm going to blend that into the red.
My phone just told me to breathe.
Oh, it did? Did you breathe?
I'm starting to depend on that a little too much.
And then I'm going back over again with the red to get more red in there. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to pull this off, keeping everything in place. I have to hold my finger down here. Now you could put a little washi tape on here to hold everything down. I just don't want it to shift from where I'm working. Okay. So now I'm going to put this here like this. I'm going to put this one here to cover that. And I'm going to put this one here to cover that. Now my next color is going to be yellow. So the yellow I'm going to use is Wild Dandelion. I didn't have any of my ink pads ready to go. I don't have anything ready to go. You guys know that. It's all on the fly. And we're going to get some yellow in here. Like that. Let me take that off. And then my next color is going to be green. Sometimes these come off sometimes if you don't have them up high enough. There we go. I tend to keep mine down too low and then I push them off. Okay, so green, let's do everybody's favorite jelly bean green. Lucky Clover's a great one too. Okay, and this is going to come up from the bottom here. I don't know what's on my brush. I think I'm pulling some ink off of that Post-it note, but that's all right. Still going to be beautiful. And we'll put a little bit more of that yellow on here. Just bring that yellow down a little bit into that green. Okay. So now, holding all of that in place, I think I'll get some new Post-it notes. Were these the only Post-it notes you had, Tom?
I'll get more.
All right. I've got one here that will work. We'll cover a lot of it. Let me get that back over. And it's going to look good. Did you get a little peek of that? It's going to look good. Okay. I'm going to put this one right here. Okay. And then I just heard something really funny come out of Tom's office. I don't know what that was. We're going to use some turquoise C. It does look like a stoplight. You're right. Thank you, hon. I'll get some turquoise C on there. Tom got me some more Post-it notes. Oh, and they're in my color. Thank you. Okay. These are so fun, just to make little windows like this. All right, and then we're going to use some wild lilac. That's my purple. Could also use wild wisteria if you prefer. And that will come up here from the bottom into that turquoise sea. I love it when it's real vibrant. Let's get a little bit more turquoise sea. You know, I haven't re-inked my ink pads, some of them since I got them. And you know how much ink I use. And I think it's getting time. Okay. So now we could do one of two things. We could stamp inside the circles, or we could stamp outside the circles and just let those circles be a background. And I think I kind of want to try that. So I think I'm going to stamp outside the circles. So let's take a look. Oh, aren't they pretty? They're so pretty. So for my stamping, of course, I'm going to use black onyx because I want to make sure that I've got, I love silhouettes in black. Somebody asked me earlier, you know, look at how pretty that looks. So somebody asked me, would you use another color other than black? And I think you probably could. It's just, I am so addicted to the way that black looks up against the color. I just think it looks so pretty. Okay. So now I'm going to stamp this first one. Make sure I really ink it up well. My black ink pad is another one I need to re-ink because I use, you guys know how much silhouette stamping I do. So I'm going to stamp that here like this. Really get good contact. Okay. Now I'm going to flip this one around. Do you see the little black spots I got on that? I actually like the way that looks, so I'm not going to complain about it, but I think I just over-inked that stamp out of fear. So I'm going to try to do that again because I really like the little black specks, and I'll try to zoom in on that and show you. Yeah, I could re-ink on a live for sure. I'll see what color re-inkers I have in here. And so this one's going to go the opposite way. Can you see the little tiny black specks in there? Can they see that, Tom? I don't know, but it's really cool. It's like I couldn't do it that fine if I tried.
It looks kind of like just a shadow-ish.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to clean this stamp. And then I'm going to use the other image. So I used those two. I wanted to alternate so they weren't all exactly the same. So this one's going to come in like that. Okay. All right, once again. Oh yeah, maybe it's coming off the ink pad like that. That's cool. It's amazing how little mistakes just sometimes look really cool. Okay, so there we go. Alrighty. Now, I know you guys probably have other circles in your collection, so if you wanted to mix the Master Layouts 9 circle with smaller and larger circles, you could have different size bubbles to stamp in, and you could use different size stamps that way too, and that would be an alternate way to do this. Okay, so now I'm going to get my die cutting machine back here in the action. I didn't put one blending brush back. Are you guys like me? I wish I could turn this camera around and show you what the top of this desk area looks like already. It is a living mess. Okay. So let's cut this out now using Master Layouts 7. That's the mini slimline set. And obviously you could reuse this, so if you want to save it, use it again. Now it should all fit in there pretty nicely because I did cut it, I did lay it out first to the same exact size. So that looks pretty good. And I'm going to gently squish that down and cut. There we go. So there's my panel with the little stitching. So, you know, this card could go this way. It could go this way, whatever way you want. And now I'm going to cut a black panel using the coordinating die from the Master Layout 7 die set. I'm going to cut this one. But I'm also going to cut the friend word out. So I think I'll just do that all in one area. So I'm going to put the friend die here, and then I'm going to put this die here. And they're both blade side up. Can you guys see that? They're both blade side up. Because it doesn't matter. I'm going to cover this whole thing anyway. Okay. And then I'll put my cardstock right on top. And I will cut both of these at the same time. Okay. So I've got this. I'm going to flip it over because that would be the right side. And then that's going to layer together. And you're not even going to see that. So why not save the cardstock, right? And then I'm going to probably use this. So I thought I would cut it just to be safe. Let me find my stick tool, my Tim Holtz craft pick. You can see I have black on me already. So let's drop this die out of here. There we go. Did I lose the little dot? No, I didn't. See, I'm going to keep that little dot. I want to keep that because I like the way that looks. And I'm going to pick that up using my my Marvy Jewel picker. I want to save that for this card. Now, while the die cutting machine is here, I am going to cut a shadow in case I need it. I'm not sure if I'm going to need it, but I'll need it for one of these cards. So I'm going to cut the friend shadow die. I may not even use this die. I may just use one of these. So I'll just cut two of these at the same time. We'll see what we can do. Might as well get all the cutting in at the same time here. Yeah, those shadow dies are nice because they, you know, if you're doing something and there's other black on the actual card itself, it kind of hides it and you can still have a black word going across and it doesn't get lost in all the rest of the silhouette stamping. Okay. So we'll move this out of the way for now.
Just the stamps and dies, right?
Just the stamps and dies, that's right. It's our stamp and die sale. Okay, so now we can decide what we want to do with this card. So let me get some adhesive. And I did cut a card base. Now, if you haven't cut a card base before for one of our slimlines, it measures 6 1/4 by 6 1/2, and then you score it at 3 1/4. So that fits our mini slimline envelopes perfectly. So I'm going to put this together. Oh, that is not perfect, is it? Let's do that. There we go. Sorry, you know it has to be right. I got to do it right. I do kind of like, you know, done is better than perfect, but sometimes it can't be like that crooked. Yeah, it's just too crooked. There we go. Okay. And then I'll put that onto my card like that. Any of you guys get a chance to listen to Tom's video that he put up with all of his music? It's so nice. I was listening to that the other night. Okay, now we could do a friend. And the way we would do that is we would definitely have to use the friend and shadow. We could put that here. Or we could do a more delicate greeting and just slip it right across. Maybe a smaller one. Slip it right across, like here. So let me stamp a greeting on here, because whatever greeting I stamp on here, we can still use for with the friend. Let's see. Okay, so what will fit on this little one? Will happy birthday fit? It will if I'm really good. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it here. Try not to stress too much. Okay. Now I haven't stamped this stamp yet, so I'm going to stamp it just a couple times on my scrap paper here. Make sure it stamps well. You can see I have it on there just a little crooked. I was finagling it a little. Okay. So we got to lay it down flat and then pick it up. Let's see if that's better. Yes, that looks better. Okay. Wish me luck. I'm going to try it. I have to get my head in the way. I'm sorry. Okay. That's not bad, but it's not good. It's better than horrible, but that's about it. Let's stamp it again. I really like, you know what? I think I'm going to have to do something different. You guys will understand, right? You'll forgive me. I'm looking at this going, no, 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 no. You guys know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp it on black with embossing ink. And some fine detail white powder. Because I like the contrast, and I'm looking at it thinking, no, it's just not going to do what I want it to do. So, do you guys like this thought process? This chaotic thought process? Oh, okay, I just put my hand in Gamsol. Okay, now I'm going to use this embossing magic pad because I want it to be nice and not staticky. And in Wisconsin right now, everything is so staticky. It's crazy. know if it's staticky where you are, but man, it's staticky here.
So the music video is just a couple videos before this one, right?
Yes.
In your YouTube.
Yep. Yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel and you type, you click the videos tab at the top of my channel, you'll see a picture of Tom playing guitar on the thumbnail of the video. So it's very easy to figure out which one it is. So I'm going to use some fine detail white powder. There we go. And then I'm going to take a paintbrush. Hopefully this doesn't have anything on it. I'm just going to get rid of all the hang-ons, the hang-arounds, freeloaders. It's easier to get it off now than it is to try to do it after it's hardened on there from embossing. Okay, that looks pretty good. Put that aside, and we will. I'm just heating up the heat gun for a second. I'm using the Wagner heat tool. I used to use the Marvy one all the time, and it's really good too. I also like the Wow one, so whichever one you have is great. This is my new favorite. That looks pretty good. Now we'll cut that out with one of those little sentiment strip dies. See, I told you I'd have to bring that back together. So you know what I'm going to do here? I am going to, I'm going to put this together, whether or not I need it. I'm still going to put it together. Just because I have it here and I don't want to lose it. Plus the little dot. So I'm going to use, this is our little glue bottles. These are our little fine tip bottles. I call them glue bottles, but you can use them for a lot of other things. And they just put the tiniest little dots. Can you see how tiny those little dots are? Tom, can they see that? I'm going to zoom in really tight here. And I hope it doesn't get too blurry. Is that blurry?
No, it just looks a little bright.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Too bright. Can you see how tiny those little dots are?
I see a few.
Yeah. They're really tiny. And it's great for this kind of thing because, you know, the parts of this die are so tiny. And I love these. And I just take my large size Connect glue and fill this up. Okay. So now I'm going to start just one letter at a time when you're doing this. One letter at a time. Start with the F. And then I'll get the R in there, the I, and the E, and finally the D. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to add a real tiny little dot over the I. And then using my jewel picker, which I put down somewhere under all of this mess. See, I should have put this away. Let me put this away first. Wait, anybody watching for the first time must be thinking, gosh, she's disorganized. And anybody watching for the 10,000th time is probably saying, yep, she is. All right, so I'm picking up that little dot. See the little dot here? I use my jewel picker for it. Even though it's paper, it still picks up really easily with the jewel picker. And then I'm going to place it. And then you can always use something like your craft pick to move it around and get it in position. There we go. Okay. So now we could use that friend word right here. Like that. Let me zoom out now because now you can barely see the card because it's so close. We could do the friend word and then we could put happy birthday on top of it. So let's see how it looks. The good thing is happy birthday will work all by itself. So we don't need that. Now, this is one of those times where I really feel like it would be helpful to have a template to make sure I cut this out properly. So I'm going to do the template trick. And if you've never seen my template trick, this is a good little trick. I think I'm going to use the smaller of the two dies. And so I'm going to cut it out with some peach Bellini. And then I'm going to lay this over the word exactly where I want it so that it's perfectly straight. Like that. Can you guys see that okay? I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape. This is purple washi tape. It's not purple tape. It's purple washi. So I'm going to tape this thing, this little template. Make sure that it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to tape it right onto that black piece of cardstock. And then I'm going to drop that die in, and you can feel it snap into place. Now, if you've ever struggled with die cutting and getting the edges right, this is the best little trick. I really like this little trick, so certainly worth giving it a try. I use it a lot, especially like some of the dies that have all kinds of curves and things in them. Okay, so you can see now that that is cut perfectly straight and ready to go on my card. So do we want just happy birthday on the card? Is that more simple? Or do we want to say happy birthday, friend? I'm leaning toward just the happy birthday. I think this card is so simple that it just kind of needs not a lot. What do you guys think? You like both? Okay, I got no and yes, but I don't know what no and yes means. So just happy birthday. Okay. Well, we'll do just happy birthday and we'll save this for the next card, maybe. Maybe. I do think it needs to be popped up, though. So let's pop it up with a few black foam squares. I've got a couple Thermoweb black foam squares here. I'm just going to cut them in half. I think either way it would look good, but you know, you gotta try things. Okay, so we'll put these two on. I cut one of these in half for that one. Now you could use the black foam tape too, that works. I'm out of so many supplies right now. It's a good thing Gina K Designs is having a stamp and die sale. I can grab a few other things while I'm at it. I'm going to put it a little bit over the green here. Yeah, I think I'll put it right here. And I'm going to put it a little to the right. There we go. So there's my finished card. What do you guys think? That's a fun way to use that die set, and that's a way to use it without using the masking magic if you don't want to. Now this one I'm going to save. All right, let's get to our next card because I talked a lot through that first card, and I wasn't prepared. Now I'm more prepared. Not really, but a little prepared. Okay, so for this next card, I'm going to do one that I did in my class, and I really liked this ink blend, so I wanted to show it to all of you guys. So we're going to cut this card down to, let's go 3.5 by 4 3/4. Now you could cut this out with the Master Layouts 2 die set if you wanted as well. I'm going to cut a backing layer 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And then those 2 layers will fit together like that. Okay, and I have welcome, welcome. I see people coming in late, but that's okay. There's always the replay. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. I would love it if you would do a thumbs up. That would be so nice. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to cut a piece of Masking Magic. I did my first card tonight using cardstock, but I'm going to use Masking Magic for this one because it is my favorite thing on earth. I'm going to do... Where did I put my plates? Oh my word, here they are. Do I sound like all of you? Please say yes. Okay, so I've got a piece of Masking Magic here. And then I am going to use this die from the new Mask Makers die set, the Master Layouts 9. And I'm going to cut the Masking Magic right there, just off the edge. Okay. Well, that's nice that you were watching a movie with your husband. That's important. You got to spend time together. That's okay. And then when he gets tired and goes to sleep, you get to craft. All right. So now we're going to take this piece and we're going to place it. I'm not going to take this piece. We're going to take this piece and we're going to place this right over that opening. Now, I'm trying not to waste Masking Magic. I'd rather waste Post-it notes. So I'm going to cut this off here, and then we'll use Post-it notes to cover up the rest. But you can use this for something else, so don't worry. All right, so I'm going to start just at the top with this piece of Masking Magic. I'm going to go right over the top there. I want to make sure that it's fairly even on both sides. This might be a little bigger over here. So while I have the Masking Magic there, I can shift it just a little bit and see how that looks. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So it's fairly even on both sides. If it's not perfect, I can trim it ever so slightly and then trim my black panel ever so slightly. So don't worry if it's not exactly perfect. Okay. So now that I have the top where I want it, I'm just going to gently pat these down. And then I'll secure it at the top and the bottom so it's not going anywhere. That's not too bad. So now to save money, you can either use those Post-it notes like this, just going along the side. And don't worry if it, you just want to really tack it down tight along the Masking Magic. That'll be good. Same over here. Okay, so I'm going to do a 3-color blend. I'm going to use red, orange, yellow, and then I'm going to go back the opposite way. So red, orange, yellow, and then it'll be so red, orange, yellow, orange, red, if that makes sense. Now the color that I'm going to start with is the yellow. I want to do that right in the middle so that I kind of see where the middle is. Get a lot of yellow on there. This is a really quick and easy card. So I'm going to go right in the middle with the yellow. Get some good color in there. Real vibrant. Then I'm going to use orange. My lid is stuck. There we go. And I'm going to come in from the side, very light-handed, and work my way down into the yellow. And I'm going to go over that again with yellow. With my yellow brush, really go into there and kind of blend out that line of demarcation. So it's kind of glowing right in the center. A little more orange up here. And down here. Now I'm going to add red. So you can add whatever red you want. I've got red velvet here, but red hot also looks really good with this. I'm going to bring that red down into that orange. Yes, you could use plain paper and use pixie spray if you wanted to. But just give Masking Magic one little try, because once you use it, you're going to really love it. All stamps and dies are on sale right now. Yes, 15% off. Okay. So there we go. There's my sky. I know it's a very vibrant sky. And then I'm going to pull this off gently. I like the Masking Magic too because you can reuse it. I would just stick with the same color blend. Okay, and now I'm going to pull that Masking Magic off. Got that nice smoothness down the center. I like the blend too. Isn't that pretty? Now I'm just going to trim that little top off because I missed just a little bit. Very small. When I say a hair, I mean a hair like that. It's like a hair. I might do a little more. 2 hairs. There we go. Okay. That looks good. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to stamp my greeting right on here. So let me think of what greeting I want to use. I think I'm going to use I Miss You So Much. So I'm going to stamp that on there. And again, this is scary, you know, because I'm going to stamp it right on there. But it's not, I could do this with black, the way I did the last one, you know, this way, doing it with white embossed. So if you'd rather do it that way, totally do it that way. You could try it once, and if you don't nail it, then you could go back and put the black piece on top of it. So that will work too. But I need to test this. That looks pretty good. I might want to do it in black anyway. We'll see how it looks. Oh, it's just, the ink really makes a big difference. I mean, the ink has a smoothing agent in it, so once it starts to dry, it really just kind of dries by itself and smooths out by itself. So it's not really me. It's more of the ink. I don't know if I want to use this one. I've been using this one a lot. I think I'm going to use So Very Thankful. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do it right on a piece of black cardstock. I think I do. You know, it's so hard to not do it the way you have it in your mind. So we're going to do this one more time. Why not? We've got time. Okay, so again, I'm using the Embossing Magic, and I will use the embossing ink. This is the Gina K Designs Embossing and Watermark ink. Ink this up really well. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp that right there. I'm going to give it a second. You know, you want that ink to transfer. Okay. And then, once again, we will use the fine detail white powder. There's just something about using white cardstock and then having your greeting with the black cardstock. It really does make a difference. I like it. We are going to be coming out with more of our strip sentiments too. And I like those too because they're already done for you in the, especially in the black. I really like those. This is fun, but sometimes you just need something a little quicker. Like when you're taking too long in your live video. Every once in a while on my live video, I will get a comment, Tom. I don't know if you've ever read these, but I'll get a comment that says, you could have made that card in 5 minutes. But you're talking too much. I'm like, well, because that's the second part of this video. It's stamp and chat. But I get it. Some people don't have a lot of time. That's why I started my 5-minute card series. Because those are fun too. Sometimes you really only have 5 minutes. So I will keep doing both. But I did miss one for Christmas.
I'm just over here living in the dead space.
Said every husband. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you like my chatting. I appreciate that, guys. And Tom living in the dead space. Okay, so there we go. So very thankful. Let me get these ink pads out of the way. Oh my gosh, someday I'm going to do a camera that shows everything. Because if you could see it, I'm almost afraid to show it. Seriously, I'm going to show it. Are you guys ready? I'm going to show it. I'm going to zoom out really far. Look at that mess. Please tell me your space looks like that. Okay. Oh no, that's too close. All right, there we go. Sorry, that was a little. If you get motion sickness, I apologize. A little gift from me. So we'll do the same thing again. That's going to be another one of your stamp sets, Tom. Living in the dead space.
Living in the dead space. Surely makes me lose my mind.
I'm just trying to find a small piece of cardstock in a different color. I think I'll just use this. And then I'm going to use the longer of the two. I think I will. Yeah, I'll use the longer of the two. And I'm going to make the template again because you guys know I can't nail this one. Craft or math. That's exactly it. Oh, I'm so glad all of you are saying that your workspace looks the same way. So that makes me feel better about my messy, messy life. Okay. Oh, look how crooked I cut that. Now it's like, it's hard to see where the crooked starts and stops. I think that's good. Okay. And then we'll drop that die in there. And we'll tape it down. Living in the dead space. Your new hit single, Tom. I'm just here living in the dead space. That's so funny. All right, so I'm going to cut that out. That's right. A messy desk is a sign of fun crafting time. Oh, I should have used the thinner cardstock. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm going to have muscle spasms from that. Okay, that's not bad. We'll go with that. Okie dokie. So now we're done die cutting. Hallelujah. And now it's time to finish up with just a couple of quick stamps. We will be ready to go. So this is going to go onto here, but before we do that, let's stamp some butterflies. So I do want to know where my greeting is going to go. And this is a great way to not have to worry about your butterflies being even. Just lay your greeting down where you think you would want it. Okay. We'll put it right about there. I'll move it down just a little bit. Okay. Now let me get that black ink pad. We'll ink up this butterfly. Try to get out of the way so I don't do the black splatters again, even though it's cool. Okay, so this one I'm going to stamp straight. Fairly straight anyway. Okay. Now my next one, that's so pretty just like that, isn't it? My next one, I'm going to stamp on an angle like this. And then the bottom one, I'm going to stamp on another angle. This helps you not have to space it real well. You don't have to worry about spacing it. And it just fills your entire card front with butterflies. So I love that look. So now let's gently take that off. Oh, I know that song. Anybody know what that song is? Get me copyrighted. Okay, so I'm gonna line that up and get those on there. And then I'm just going to tape this right into that space. There we go. And then that whole thing is going to go onto my white card base. I think it's Rocky Top. Am I wrong? Am I close?
No, that's it. We had a request.
Oh, wait, you had a request for it? All right, and there are my 2 finished cards for the night using those other 2 dies from the Master Layouts 9 die set. So one more time, we'll just put it up on the screen. We are having a sale. And this sale goes all the way through New Year's Eve at 11:59 p.m. So it's the last minute of 2021. The sale is for 15% off all stamps and all dies. You use code STAMPDIE15. And again, it's good through the end of December 31st at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. Don't wait until the last minute, though, because a lot of things will go. A lot of things are popular, but that includes all our master layouts. So if there's been one you've been kind of thinking about, and now you've seen a few things with it, that's a great thing to get. Of course, it's for all our coordinating stamps and dies. Now, we do have a category that's excluded from the sale, but that's because the prices are ridiculous. It's our year-end blowout category. That's got a lot of stamp and die bundles in there, and we also have a clearance category that has some leftover clearance items that are marked down ridiculously low as well. So you get onto the website, GinaKDesigns.com, and you will see the coupon code right on the front of the website. So you can write it down right there at your spot, and then you can go and shop and use that code. But don't forget to put the code in to see the discount. Yep, master layouts are included, all the dies. All the dies, word dies, shape dies, all of that. All right. Well, Tom, we've got 2 cards to give away tonight. I'm very excited about that. This one with the lovely little black splatter that I absolutely intended to do. Not really, but I really like it. Now I don't think I could replicate it, though.
All right. Card number 1.
Okay, card number 1. So this is called the Rainbow Circles.
Rainbow Circles goes to Rosalie Ridle.
Yay, Rosalie! Congratulations. Rosalie, am I clapping alone tonight?
Yes, you are clapping alone tonight.
It's just me. All right.
Try out the dead space for a little bit.
All right, Rosalie, congratulations. And who wins the butterfly card?
Butterfly card goes to Jill Bickle.
Hey, Jill, congratulations. Woohoo! Am I clapping with people now?
Yeah.
All right.
You're great.
There we go. See, I can't hear anything that he does. He could have all kinds of animal sounds. Gosh, he could have a horse going through. I wouldn't even know. All right, so there are the 2 cards tonight, and I hope that you enjoyed this technique. I hope you'll give it a try. If you didn't yet get the Friendly Silhouettes and the Master Layouts 9, you can get them now, 15% off until the end of the year. All right, everybody. Well, Tom and I will be back on Wednesday for another crafternoon crafting session. That's at noon Central Time, and I hope you'll join us. I think I'm going to try to play with the new slimline plates. I haven't done anything with those yet, and those are a lot of fun, and the sale will still be on. So if you see something you like in that video, you'll still have time. All right, everybody. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.